Welcome back, guys. I'm in a city called Jiexiu in Shanxi province, and it's not particularly visited, but it is full of old history. I'm excited. Let's go. Continuing our journey north through the central province of Shanxi, we arrive at Jiexiu. This is a small city, not on many people's travel plans, but it perhaps should be and will be in the future. There is a wealth of history in and around Jiexiu, from vast Daoist temples, beautiful glazed tile structures, and some of the most impressive ancient wooden architecture you are likely to see anywhere. As with all good journeys, we begin in an abandoned car park. The lady over there had to open a gate and let me in. Kind of wild out here. I love Shanxi. It's from the Qing dynasty, I think. It's late 1800s. It's not too old, but goodness me, it's beautiful. It's in the middle of nowhere. What a beauty. Once upon a time, a temple stood here, and this paifang is all that remains. This is apparently the only completely glazed archway anywhere in China, which is quite appropriate as Jiexiu, the city, was in the past a famous centre for glazed tiling. I think it's marvellous, and the fact that it's far outside the city with zero fanfare and absolutely no visitors makes it all the more cool. A big thank you to the elderly lady who ran out of her house with the key to the gate's padlock. So when you come in, it's just a really unremarkable kind of run-down village. There's nothing else here, I don't think, just this paifang, just this archway. Amazing, amazing. In any other place in China, this place would be full of tourists. So this is the Xianshan. It's a building which has an unusual history. It's related to Zoroastrianism, and apparently a long time ago, what is now a Buddhist temple was a Zoroastrian temple. It's dated to 1674, which is quite early Qing dynasty, and it is incredibly unique. As you can see, there's a stage here, which was used for performances and rituals. So you come out of the temple to the street. This is kind of stuck on the side of it. It's like two buildings in one. The Xianshan building is pretty unique. It had a couple of functions back in the day. It was a main entrance to the temple, a bridge, and also an opera stage. But perhaps the most special thing is that it is the only Zoroastrian structure anywhere in China. Indeed, the name Xianshan refers to Ahura Mazda, the primary deity of the ancient Persian religion. The building has been through a lot of changes over time, but this is still a brilliant example of Ming-Qing dynasty woodwork, and again, far, far, far removed from the crowds of tourists. Well, I think that is a splendid building. Shanxi is just... There's so much remaining old wooden architecture here, far more than anywhere else in China. There's a reason for it. It's because it never played the same kind of key roles in dynastic change and wars as other parts of China. So a lot of stuff here was just survived, you know, where other places were burnt down in the flames of war. So now I ran into a few dead ends. These relatively undiscovered gems are great. However, they are often closed. Weird. This is the gate to the temple of the city god. Looks closed, which is a shame. It looks like a nice big old Qing dynasty temple as well. Right, let's see what we have here. Around every corner there is something new to find here, I'm telling you. Amazing. Well, we can't go in that temple behind me for some reason, so we're going to keep walking. Because I know that just down an alleyway here we've got another temple. It's a temple to the 5 sacred peaks. It's quite interesting. Let's go and have a look. I'm a bit obsessed with this place. It's kind of cool. It's obviously not a tourist place at all, but it is full of history, full of amazing places. So hopefully I can show you those, you know. I don't think many people come here. Right, the temple to the 5 peaks is just around here. I think it's down this alleyway. I mean, It's supposed to be down this alleyway. Let's keep going. Well, that looks promising, doesn't it? So I'm using a map to find these places, obviously, and books and research. But there's so little information. Like DeepSeek is also really not helping me with these places at all. Oh man, please tell me I can go in. Maybe not. Well, it's all locked up. It's got to be the case. If there was someone around here, I'd ask them for a key. But as you can see, there is nobody. Right, okay, let's keep going. Next. This is the qilin. It's a mythical creature in Chinese mythology. And we're in the Hotu Miao right now, the temple, the Hotu temple. Let's go and have a look. Oh, this place is really something else. This hall in front is Ming Dynasty, and it houses 4 Daoist deities. Let's go and explore. So the back of that front hall actually is a stage, a huge stage, where again performances and also rituals took place in the past. It's Ming Dynasty, 1600s. This is the Great Hall that houses Hotu, the Daoist goddess of the earth. It's Ming Dynasty. It's built in 1521. This place really is something, you know. As you can see by a lot of the buildings have got yellow, golden tiles. Because in the past this place was also visited by emperors. So this is the hall to Guandi. Let's go and have a look inside. It's Ming Dynasty but with some later repairs. There are halls and temples to Guanyu all over Shanxi, particularly further south in the city of Yunqiu, where he was actually from. Hotu is the Daoist goddess of the earth and fertility. In this province there are several temples dedicated to Hotu, and this is one of the best. The Daoist pantheon of deities is vast, and Hotu is one of the most important. Responsible for all earthly matters, she is one of Taoism's 4 heavenly ministers, reporting to and directly assisting the great deity of Taoist belief, the Jade Emperor. Rituals and celebrations were held here to ensure bountiful harvests and national stability. A temple to Hotu has stood here since possibly the Northern Wei dynasty in the 5th century, but the current buildings are Ming dynasty, about 1,000 years after that, and remain in wonderful condition. This particular Hotu temple is renowned for its glazed tiling. Remember the archway at the beginning of the video? The peacock blue and yellow roofs are on par with Beijing's imperial monuments, as is the 5-dragon screen out the front of the temple. So this mad like fun fair outside the front of the temple. And there's mad games, like, you know, like ring toss games, like those kind of crap games. You can win an actual live hen. Crazy, man. Man, that was really wild. And then just when I thought it couldn't get weirder than, you know, winning a live hen, there's another hoop toss game where you've got to throw hoops onto the heads of actual live geese. I swear, you don't see this stuff in big cities anymore. Alright, we're pagoda hunting now. There is a pagoda in the middle of the city. I think it's Ming Dynasty, but like with everything else, it's quite difficult to find any information on anything here, to be honest. Everything in the city is really walkable, by the way. It's not a big place. It looks like we've found it. Let's go and see if there's any information about it. All right, we've made the pagoda. Let's go and have a look at this. It's a very weird thing that there's so little information. You know, I get most of my information about old places in China via a bunch of books I've got, which are great, and, you know, trawling the internet. This town, I'm telling you, there is so little about it. Unbelievable. That makes it cool, I think, but difficult to visit. So I just got here and there's this old guy with like long grey hair, ponytail, and he's just like laying into this punching bag, which is hanging over there. Just laying into it with his head, just headbutting it. Obviously, did a few photos, and then he decided he wanted to show me his skill and let me video it. And now he's my new best friend. Let's have a look at this pagoda. Alright, so I'm still trying to work out how old this thing is. There is some writing on it that says Qianlong, who is one of the very famous Qing dynasty emperors. I asked a guy who's here now walking on the other way with his kids, and he said it was probably just refurbished under Qianlong because he thinks this is much older. I agree, I think it's probably Ming Dynasty, but who knows? I'm not joking, I'm kind of taken with this place, you know. I've only been here for a few hours so far, and it's just full of cool stuff. The pagoda count goes ever on, and actually this one was a surprise. I had no idea there was a pagoda in this city until my taxi driver mentioned it to me. There is very little information about this, so if you do happen to know anything about this one, drop a comment. Well, it's a nice one, isn't it? 7-story stone brick pagoda. Beautiful. They love a hoop toss in this town, don't they? Everywhere. It's a camel. And I think we're going to wrap this one up here, guys. Interesting little place. It's a shame that a few of those places like the City God Temple and Confucian Temple are all closed. But nevertheless, it's worth coming just for the Hotu Temple, which is quite unique and it's as good as any temple you'll see in China, I think. Right, until next time, guys. See you later. All the best and bye-bye.